In 2023, Sarah managed a 5-person marketing team. She had a copywriter, a graphic designer, a social media manager, an ads specialist, and a data analyst. She spent most of her day in meetings, coordinating their work, putting out fires. Today, Sarah is the entire department. And she's not working 80-hour weeks. She's not stressed. In fact, she's home by 6 p.m. Sarah didn't just get better at her job. She didn't just find a new productivity hack. Sarah fundamentally changed the physics of her work. She isn't just working harder. She's working with leverage. You need to stop listening to the hype. For the past 2 years, you've been told a simple, terrifying story. AI is coming to take your job. It's a lie. Well, mostly. AI is not coming for your job. That's not how this works. It's not a sci-fi movie where a robot walks in and sits at your desk. The real threat, the one nobody is properly explaining, is not AI. It's leverage. The greatest productivity leverage in human history has just been handed to everyone, all at once, for the price of a Netflix subscription. And the person who figures out how to use that leverage, that is the person who is coming for your job. They won't just take your job. They are coming for your entire department's budget. Welcome to the age of the AI-augmented professional, your new competition. This person, this augmented human, isn't just 10% faster. They aren't 50% more productive. They are 10, 100, or in some cases, 1,000 times more capable than a traditional professional. They can build a software application in an afternoon. They can launch a global marketing campaign, alone, from a coffee shop. They can analyze a data set that would take a team of analysts a week to process, and they can do it before lunch. These people are not geniuses. They are not technical wizards. They have simply mastered a new way of working. They have built a stack, a system of tools that work together to turn their ideas into reality at the speed of thought. While you are busy doing the work, they are busy directing the work. So how do they do it? It's not by mastering 500 different AI tools. It's not about knowing the latest top 10 list. It's by understanding that all knowledge work, all of it, can be broken down into 3 fundamental pillars. Pillar 1, the brain. This is strategic thinking, problem solving, reasoning, and planning. Pillar 2, the factory. This is the workflow, the automation, the process. It's the assembly line that connects all the systems and executes repetitive tasks. Pillar 3, the specialist. This is the master craftsman, the high-value, specific skill, writing flawless code, creating stunning visual design, drafting a perfect legal contract. The traditional professional is all 3 of these things. They use their brain to think, their hands to do the specialist work, and their time to run the factory. The AI-augmented professional outsources these pillars to a team of non-human agents. And in this 5,000-word masterclass, I'm going to give you the exact 3-tool stack that I use and that people like Sarah are using to build this new operating system for their career. We are not just listing tools. We are building a system. This is your choice. This is your warning. Become the person who masters this system or prepare to work for them. Let's begin.
The first and most important pillar is the brain. This is the component that does the reasoning, the planning, the what-if scenarios, the part that sinks. For this, we are using the most advanced commercially available reasoning engine on the planet, ChatGPT 4o, or whatever the latest flagship model from OpenAI is when you're watching this. Now, I know what you're thinking. ChatGPT? That's the tool I use to write emails and summarize articles. And that is why 99% of people have completely missed the point. Using ChatGPT to write an email is like using a supercomputer to run a pocket calculator. It's a waste. You see, the 99% treat ChatGPT as a search engine or a writing assistant. You give it a simple single command. Write me a blog post about dogs. Summarize this text. This is low-leverage work. It's trivial. It saves you minutes. The 1%, the AI-augmented professional, treats it as a reasoning engine, a sparring partner, a Socratic inquisitor that is trained on the sum of human knowledge. They don't give it commands, they have conversations. Let me show you the difference. The 99%, the intern, would say, write a marketing plan for my new coffee shop. The 1%, the AI director, says this: I want you to act as a mastermind council of 3 personas. Persona 1, you are a direct response copywriter with 30 years of experience, a student of Dan Kennedy and Gary Halbert. Persona 2, you are a brand strategist who has launched 3 separate 8-figure CPG, consumer packaged goods, brands. Persona 3, you are a hyperlocal marketing specialist focusing on grand opening strategies for brick-and-mortar businesses. My project is a new single-origin coffee shop in Austin, Texas, in the 78704 zip code. Our primary differentiator is speed and quality for the morning commuter. Our budget is $15,000 for the launch. I'm going to propose my current marketing plan. I want each persona to critique it, identify the single biggest flaw in my logic, and then, as a council, propose a unified, alternative 30-day go-to-market plan that synthesizes all your expertise. My plan is as follows. Do you see the difference? The first user is asking an intern to do their homework. The second user is directing a council of world-class experts. This is the first mental model you must adopt. Stop prompting, start directing. The true power of this brain is unlocked in 3 specific ways. First, as we just saw, is persona crafting. You are creating an instant expert in a box. I no longer have to guess what a world-class CMO would think. I can ask him. I can have him review my work. I can have him debate a software engineer, another persona, about the trade-offs between a feature-rich launch and a fast-to-market launch. This is access to a level of strategic thinking that was previously reserved for Fortune 500 boardrooms. Second is Socratic debate and red teaming. Never trust the AI's first answer. It's designed to be agreeable. Your job as a director is to disagree with it, to stress test its own logic. This is called red teaming. You are actively trying to break the AI's logic. In doing so, you force it to a higher, more refined level of strategic output. You are using it to sharpen your own thinking. The third and most recent evolution is multimodal analysis. With models like GPT-4o, the brain now has eyes. It can see. This is not a gimmick. This is perhaps the biggest leap of all. Forget asking it to write a marketing plan. Now you can show it what the competition is doing. Let's go back to our Sarah example. Sarah needs to launch a campaign for a new product. The old Sarah would have asked her team, hey, can you guys put together a deck on what our top 5 competitors are doing? That's a 1-week minimum task. The new Sarah, the AI-augmented director, does this. She uploads 15 screenshots. Her prompt is simple. You are a world-class market analyst. Analyze these 15 images from my top 5 competitors. Based on only what you see, identify the primary emotional driver they're targeting, the core value proposition they're communicating, the target audience this creative is designed for. Synthesize all 15 images and find the word gap. What is the one message or angle that none of them are using, but that my target audience, moms 35 to 45, would resonate with? 10 seconds later, she has her entire campaign angle. An angle that her 5-person team, blinded by their own internal biases, might never have seen. The brain has analyzed the market and created the strategy. It has identified the what and the why. But a strategy is useless if it stays in a chat window. Now, we need to build the hands. We need to build the factory that can execute this strategy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with zero human intervention. For that, we need Pillar 2. This is where we separate the amateurs from the professionals. If the brain, ChatGPT, is the CEO, then Pillar 2 is the COO. It's the Chief Operating Officer. It's the assembly line. It's the nervous system that connects the brain to the rest of the world. Our tool for this is N8N.io. You could also use Make.com or Zapier, but I'm focusing on N8N, pronounced N8N, because it's absurdly powerful, open source, and allows for logic that is simply impossible on other platforms. What N8N does is simple. It connects any application with an API to any other application with an API. API is just a fancy word for a digital doorway. N8N is the robot that runs through these doorways. It can grab data from your website's form, run to the brain, ChatGPT, to ask it a question about that data. Then run to your email system to send a message, and finally, run to your internal Slack to tell you the job is done. The 99% of workers are the workflow. You manually copy data from an email and paste it into a spreadsheet. You manually download a report and email it to your boss. You are the human API. This is low-leverage, soul-crushing work. The 1% builds the workflow. They become an API connector or a workflow architect. They build a system once, and it runs forever. This is the definition of leverage. Let me show you 2 workflows that will replace entire job functions. Workflow 1. The automated content machine. Remember Sarah's team? She had a social media manager. That job is gone. Here's the workflow that replaces it. 1. The trigger is Google Sheets. Sarah and the brain, ChatGPT, had a 2-hour session and generated 100 brilliant content ideas. She put them all in Google Sheets. The N8N workflow is set to trigger once every day at 9 a.m. The first node is Read Sheet. N8N pulls the next row, the next idea, from the Google Sheet. Let's say the idea is the myth of work-life balance. The second node is the brain API call. N8N sends this topic to ChatGPT via its API. The prompt is preloaded. You are a viral LinkedIn thought leader. Write a 300-word compelling post based on this topic, the myth of work-life balance. Use short sentences. Make it punchy. End with a question. The third node is the specialist API call. We're jumping ahead a bit, but this is important. N8N takes the text from ChatGPT and sends it to an AI image generator like Pillar 3 or a tool like Banner Bear. The prompt is, create a professional abstract background image that evokes the concept of work-life balance. The final nodes, the publishers. N8N now has the text and the image. It sends the text and image to the LinkedIn API to be posted. Then it sends just the text to the Twitter API. And finally, it sends a message to Sarah's private Slack. Content for today, The Myth of Work-Life Balance, has been successfully published. This system, which takes about 3 hours to build once, completely automates the content creation and distribution process. It runs forever. The social media manager's entire job of posting and creating drafts is now zero.
Their new job, if they're smart, is to be the director of this workflow and spend 100% of their time on high-level strategy, like what's in the Google Sheet. But that's a simple one. Let's get more aggressive. Workflow 2. The Instant AI Sales Agent. This workflow will replace the Sales Development Rep, or SDR, a job that costs on average $70,000 a year. This one is truly game-changing. It uses a tool mentioned in the video this script was inspired by, your.com, or any AI voice agent. Remember, speed to lead is everything in sales. The odds of qualifying a lead drop by 10 times if you wait more than 5 minutes. But a human can't call 24/7. This workflow can. 1. The trigger is webhook. A potential customer fills out a Contact Us form on Sarah's website. This instantly fires a webhook, a digital signal, to N8N. The time is 2:13 a.m. The first node is your.com, AI voice. N8N instantly takes the lead's name and phone number, Dan, and sends it to the AI voice agent. The prompt is, call this number. Your name is Emma. You are a scheduling assistant. Your only goal is to qualify if they are a good fit and book them for a 15-minute call with Sarah. The call happens in the real world. At 2:13 a.m., Dan's phone rings. He's shocked, but he answers. The AI, Emma, is flawless. It sounds human. It qualifies him. It books him on Sarah's calendar for 10 a.m. the next day. The second node, N8N receives data. The call ends. The AI voice agent sends 2 things back to the N8N workflow: a full audio recording of the call and a machine-generated transcript. The third node, the brain, ChatGPT API call. This is the genius part. N8N sends the entire messy transcript to ChatGPT. The prompt is, you are an elite sales manager. Read this transcript. A. Summarize the 5 key points. B. Identify the lead's main pain point. C. Give this lead a qualification score from 1 to 10. D. Write a 3-sentence briefing for Sarah so she knows exactly what to say when she joins the 10 a.m. call. The final nodes are the actions. N8N takes the briefing and adds it to the 10 a.m. calendar event in Sarah's Google Calendar. It creates a new customer profile in her CRM, like HubSpot, and it sends a Slack message to Sarah. New lead, Dan, qualified at 8 out of 10. Pain point, high ad spend. Call booked for 10 a.m. Your briefing is in the calendar invite. Good luck. Sarah wakes up at 7 a.m. She doesn't have a messy inbox of new lead notifications. She has a fully booked calendar of pre-qualified, pre-briefed sales calls. An entire $70,000 a year SDR role has been fully automated, replaced. This is the power of the factory. It's the engine of the AI-augmented professional. It takes the strategy from the brain and executes it in the real world, at scale, for pennies. We have our brain for strategy. We have our factory for execution. Now, we need the final piece, the piece that creates the product, the specialist.
This is the pillar that scares the people the most. And it should. The specialist is an AI tool trained to do one specific high-value skill, but to do it 100 times better and 1,000 times faster than any human. While the brain, ChatGPT, is a generalist, specialists are masters. The role of junior developer is dead. The role of stock photo photographer is dead. The role of junior copywriter is dead. The role of production graphic designer is dead. Why?
because a specialist AI can produce C+ to B+ work instantly for free with no revisions. This is the end of the junior role. The new junior is an AI. Your only path forward is to immediately become a senior, an editor, a curator, a director of these specialist tools. For this pillar, we could talk about Midjourney for art. We could talk about Suno for music. But I want to focus on a specialist tool that represents the highest leverage, Lovable.dev. Lovable.dev, which was also featured in that original inspiration script, is an AI that builds software. It builds apps. It builds websites. It builds interactive tools. You don't write code. You describe the product you want to build. In the old model, Sarah, our marketing director, has a brilliant idea for a new product. She has the idea. She writes a 10-page product requirements document. She has 5 meetings with the engineering team. They put it in their sprint and tell her they'll have a prototype in 6 weeks. 6 weeks later, the prototype is wrong because they misinterpreted page 4 of her document. The entire process is slow, expensive, and filled with human error. Now, watch the specialist workflow. Sarah has an idea. She got it from the brain, Pillar 1. The idea is, what if we built a simple free plumbing business ad spend calculator to attract leads for our new CRM for plumbers? She goes to Lovable.dev. She doesn't write a doc. She just talks to the AI. I want to build a 1-page website. At the top, a title, Are you overspending on ads? Below that, 3 input fields, your monthly ad spend, number of leads per month, number of booked jobs per month. Below that, a big button that says, Calculate my wasted spend. When they click it, show them a simple formula. Spend over leads to get cost per lead, and spend over jobs to get cost per acquisition. Then show them a sentence. The average CPA for plumbers in the Midwest is $150. You are at their CPA. You are over or under spending. Finally, put a form at the bottom. Want to fix this? Get our free report. Collect name and email. 5 minutes later. Not 6 weeks, 5 minutes. Lovable.dev has generated the code. It has designed the user interface. It has deployed the website to a live URL. It is working. It is capturing leads. Sarah, a marketer, just did the work of an entire product, design, and engineering team in 5 minutes. Now she can take this one step further. She can build 10 of them. She can ask the brain, ChatGPT, to identify the top 10 pain points for plumbers: wasted ad spend, inefficient scheduling, managing callbacks, etc. She can then go to the specialist, Lovable, and create 10 different simple micro apps or calculators, one for each pain point. She has just built an entire armada of lead generation tools in one afternoon, a task that would have taken her old company an entire year and $500,000 in salaries. That is leverage. That is the person who is coming for your job. The person who can think like a director, Pillar 1. Connect like an architect, Pillar 2. And build like a specialist, Pillar 3.
So, let's look at the new world. The person on the left is the traditional professional. They are paid for their time and their hands. They get a task, they manually do the task, they deliver the task. Their output is 1-to-1. 1 hour of work equals 1 hour of output. The person on the right is the AI-augmented director. They are not paid for their hands. They are paid for their taste, their judgment, and their ability to direct. They have a brain, ChatGPT 4.0, to generate and refine strategy 24/7. They have a factory, N8N.io,
to execute that strategy at infinite scale 24/7. They have a specialist, lovable.dev, to build the high-value products and assets on demand 24/7. These three tools are not just tools, they are your new team. You have an AI strategic planner, you have an AI operations manager, and you have an AI software developer. Your new job, the only job that is truly safe in the coming decade, is to be the director of this AI team. You are the human mind, the human consciousness guiding a team of superhuman AI agents. The warning I gave you at the beginning wasn't hype. It wasn't to scare you. It was a simple statement of fact. The person who masters this three-pillar system will take your job. They won't ask permission. They will simply be given the budget of your entire department because they can deliver 10 times the results at a fraction of the cost in a tenth of the time. The great replacement is happening. But it's not robots versus humans. It's the AI-augmented professional versus everyone else. The choice is yours. You can be the one who complains about the new tools, the one who is too busy to learn, the one who thinks this is just a passing fad. Or you can be the one who calmly sits down, opens 3 browser tabs, and starts building their new AI team. Your new career as an AI director starts today. And that's the playbook. I want to know your stack. What is the one AI tool you're using right now that gives you the most leverage? Leave a comment below with your answer. I read all of them, and the best answers will shape my next video.